Jesus, what does this game mean to you, being somebody who's from, Pacific Northwest?
Yeah, it's huge. I think I don't want to say we are going more into this game than any other game. I think every game that we go into, it's a big game. We try to treat every single week like the national championship, but this is one of those where we know we're gonna get their best shot. But I'm excited to go back home and be able to play in somewhat of a home crowd or in front of family.
A lot of friends and family. From
Yeah,
back home.
I got a lot of friends. Yeah, friends and family coming. Yeah, more family members than anything.
You guys obviously played him a few years ago. You were on the team then. Is it nice to have an opportunity to kind of avenge that loss from a few years ago?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of our motivation and our focus is right now. I don't think we've emphasized what happened a few years ago. I think our focus is on who we've been this entire year, all of the work that we've put in to get to where we are right now, and just ready to go out and showcase it.
I think Coach Day mentioned that he spoke to the team at some point this week about something along the lines of you're either getting better or you're getting worse.
Yeah.
What kind of brought that up for you, and why do you feel like that was the right time to say that?
Well, I was actually speaking in reflection. We do a reflection on Sundays. It was actually in a biblical setting. Just how, you go by day and nothing changes, but you look back and nothing's the same. And that's just kind of, you can take that in a lot of ways. And if you want to look at it through a football lens, it's just another Tuesday. It's always just another Wednesday that we're going out to practice week in and week out, and nothing really looks different. It almost starts to feel like you don't feel the same. And if you listen to, oftentimes when I'm saying interviews, I always talk about this idea of a drop in the bucket. And when you put a drop in a bucket, you don't really notice a difference than before you put a drop in the bucket. But you put enough drops in the bucket and you continue to do it, you'll look back over time and you'll have a full bucket. So it's that kind of mindset that, we're coming into practices. Might not see yourself necessarily getting better. It's like working out. You don't go in the mirror after a workout and see yourself getting stronger. But you have the faith and the trust that if you continue to put days in, you'll look back and nothing will be the same. You'll be a better team, for better or for worse. If you're not putting the work in, you'll look back and you won't be where you want to be. So I believe that, and I'm confident that this team has put the work in. We show up week in and week out. We put drops in the bucket, and we're going to be able to reap that this weekend.
Both Brandon and Cody kind of parlaying off of what you just said about making a change and trying to kind of feel different, if you will, especially when it comes to the practice aspect. They said that you guys have been playing with, or at least practicing with a little bit more of an edge this week. And Cody even said maybe that started last week before Iowa. Your thoughts on how you guys have been practicing here this week? And
I think going back to just our foundation as a team, we believe that we're built on toughness. And it's one thing to say it, but I believe that we show up week in and week out and we show toughness. But to your point, last week I believe there was position groups that were challenged, not necessarily taking it personal, but just challenged to practice harder. And let's see, how hard can we practice? And so I think ever since then there has been another step that we've taken. But that's the whole goal. I hope in 2-3 weeks from now, there's even another step that we take forward for where we are now. That's just the evolution of getting better as a team. And I think one thing I've noticed with this football team is I think every single week we play, we're continuously getting better. But, that's just life, right? Anything you continuously do, you have the hopes to continue to get better at it. But I think we're seeing that here with this football team as well.
When we talked to you in camp, you said you were excited about how you guys were going to run the ball this year. And obviously,
Yeah.
these games you've done that. At what point did it become clear to you that you guys were going to be able to kind of hang your hat and run the ball to the ball?
I just think we're such a balanced offense. I think just kind of going against our team, especially and specifically against our offense, I think there's just too many things you have to respect. Like, you got to respect the perimeter, and you have to respect the run game. You have to respect, the stretch, the inside zone, all the different things that we can do, putting the ball over the field and perimeter, or even taking shots down the field. You have to respect so many things. That just leaves gaps in the ability to gash the ball for 6 and 7 and 8 yards. So I guess to answer your question, the more dynamic we're able to be on the perimeter, the more we're able to connect when we hit on shots, I think the better it's going to be able to open up the run game as well. But I think Coach Kelly and Coach Day, they do an amazing job of just putting us in the right position, and we don't have to think about that kind of stuff. Our whole mindset is 4 to 6 A to B plus 2 to play as hard and as violent as we can, and we'll look up at the scoreboard at the end of the game and see where we are.
Is that balance the best you've had since you've been here? Like, how would you guys characterize the balance?
Yeah, I just think, I don't know, I don't want to, sum up, I don't want to compare, but I think we're just a very balanced team. There's not much weakness. And now when I say that, we still have the humility to know that we must continue to be better week in and week out. But when I just look at our team as a whole, I don't just see like, let's go pick on this guy because this guy can't do X, Y, and Z, or we can leave him. I think we have 11 guys on both sides of the ball that are able to be dynamic, and they're physical and strong players. And I think we're just a complete team. But again, I say that with humility. We want to continue to, week in and week out, be the best team we can be, and we know we have to show up because on any given week you can lose. So we show up every week with the intentions that it's a national championship.
Coach Day talked a lot about, these past few days about the message you kind of had to the team before the Iowa game,
Yeah.
about improvement. What's kind of helped you grow as a leader, and what's kind of helped you grow more comfortable, I guess, as being kind of a voice in the locker room?
I would just attribute that to my faith in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I think before you can lead anybody else, you have to have a sense of foundation in who you are, and having a sense of self, an idea of self. And I think the more that I've been able to be strong in my faith, the more confidence it has given me into being leaders to other people, being able to be a leader to other people. But I think that's where it starts. Like, how can you lead people if you're not really sure of where you are? And then also, when it comes to practicality of football, I think the more you have an understanding of the offense and the more veteran you are in this offense, the more that you know, the more ability you can then hand knowledge to the next group of younger guys coming behind you. And so that all helps with leadership. But I would attribute that to my faith and my strong foundation and, knowing who I am.
Who are maybe some of the veterans for the last few years that you kind of were able to learn from as well, and notice that they were pretty good leaders as well?
You're asking who were some?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there were so many. I mean, this being my 5th year, I've seen many leaders all the way going back to my freshman year with Justin and Haskell and Jonathan Cooper, those guys to then the next group of guys with Chris and Thayer, all those different guys growing up, coming through here. I've seen many great leaders, and I think there's something special with the leaders on this team. I would say there's not the leaders that we have on this team. They're not just leaders due to seniority, due to it's just my turn. But I would look at the leaders that we have on this team and say they're sincerely leaders, not just by they're not just leaders by it's not as hand-me-downs. They're truly we have great leaders on this team.
Kind of on that, Brandon was saying that he feels like Will is just built for the moment. Do you kind of feel that way too?
Yeah, I feel like he never gets too high, he never gets too low. He's always locked in and focused, and that's the kind of, I don't know if temperament is the right word, but the right attitude, if you will, for lack of better words. That's the right attitude that you want, from your quarterback. No matter what spot we are in the game, we can look to Will, and he'll be able to lead our huddle, and we have confidence in that.
All right, Chief, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you,
Thanks, guys.
Chief.